we are. Season's over.
Yes, well,
This is a wrap.
yeah.
For Northern Mainers.
For Northern Maine. Yeah, we still get another week in Southern Maine.
We got Keith joining us.
Yeah.
Father-in-law Mo. He got it done. Actually, it was your last day of the season.
My last day I could hunt, Friday.
There was one more day left, but you had work.
I'm working nights, yep.
-3 that morning.
Yeah, it's been cold.
Man.
Cold.
And we went out checking or pulling your cameras.
Yes,
that
that was the day that, we pulled my cameras.
It's funny how quick things change.
Yeah.
But before we get to Keith's story, I'm sure you saw the harvest dashboard.
I did. I checked it this morning, Paul, and I had a little over 54,000. Is
Yeah.
that what you...
54,116, I believe.
Yeah, it was just over 54,000, which is, it's a huge number.
It's a lot of deer.
Yeah, that's...
One more week left, too, right?
and there's, the
down south.
southern part of the state has another week of muzzle loading, so that'll go up a little bit. I don't think a lot.
No, I was thinking we might get to 60, but it doesn't look that way.
No, I don't think we're going to make it.
And we were talking about, it's kind of twofold reason probably why the harvest is so high. Obvious one is good deer population.
Yep.
But
Two good winners, too.
yeah, but hunter participation.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot more people get out hunting because they heard people are shooting deer.
People tend to put in a lot more effort and get out there a lot more often when they know there's deer to be had. That's always been we talked about that, Paul. Hunter participation's always been a big player in the deer harvest. And
so, and I've been holding on to this one for a while. I got to give a shout out to a guy named Greg Adams. He's a Northern Mainer. He sends me a lot of emails, and he's been sending me pictures of his kids shooting deer and himself. And I kept holding back beginning of the year because I'm like, he's got 4 kids, and they all hunt. They're probably, as the season goes on, I'm going to be getting lots of pictures. Sure enough, all 4 of his kids shot deer, and then he shot a deer. I think it was the last day of rifle season.
Yeah.
And so I got to make sure I get it right because there was a bunch of emails that trickled in over the year. But he had 4 kids, 2 had doe permits. His 13-year-old daughter smoked a doe at 200 yards.
Wow.
His youngest son shot a doe. And then his youngest daughter, Bella, 12, shot her first doe.
Nice.
And then his other son shot a 140-pound 6-pointer.
Nice.
And then he shot a 229-pound 8-pointer.
Wow. Last day of rifle season.
Last day of
Rifle season.
That was a huge buck beginning of the season.
Yeah. For sure.
Got a big heavy rack on it, too.
Yeah.
I'll put some pictures up.
Good for Greg.
That's a heck of a...
Yeah.
Their freezer's full.
Yeah.
Had to go buy another one.
My God.
And a funny story about Greg, too. We ran into him a few years ago, Paul, in the woods there.
Greg Adams? Oh, yeah.
Yes, he chased us down there.
That's right.
I had a nice conversation with him there.
Yeah. We got to get him some updated hats, though.
Yeah. I remember what he was wearing. I won't mention the name, but I do remember what they were wearing for hats. So.
He said in his email, too, he's like, we got to get some new hats. And he was kind of joking about
you can make that happen.
Yeah, sure can. So what happened 4th week? Keith and I went up to the tent.
I was in Boston, so...
Yeah, you were down there with the city folk.
Yeah.
You're a trader.
I mentioned that. I said, I couldn't imagine myself Thanksgiving week, 4th week of deer season, and I'm sitting here in Boston. Yeah.
You must have been sick.
No, it was different.
So, Keith, what did you think of the wall tent?
It was awesome. Thought it was going to be worse than that, but nice, just like being at home with a wood stove and cot and table and internet and
whole 9 yards.
Had a whole 9 yards.
We were styling.
I got to ask you,
wasn't
Keith.
too crazy about the outhouse, but
yeah, it was a little.
It was a little leaner.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to see going up there, though. You could see deer tracks or
4 partridge,
and
yeah, the old outhouse. I think she was made for little people.
Yeah,
and I'm not big.
Yeah.
My knees were touching the door when I sat down.
I
My
thought
head was
about
touching
that,
the door.
Keith. The entranceway, I thought, I've got friends that couldn't fit in here. They couldn't walk through the front door of that place. So,
only used her the one time, though. That first night we got there, I couldn't hold it.
Yeah.
I held her the rest of the time.
So I got a question for you, Keith. Did anybody keep the wood stove going at night in the wall tent?
He did the first night. I did the second, too.
Okay, yeah. He had me having a.
I had him. Listen to him.
Yeah, he had me there. Luckily for him, I got a 67-year-old prostate, so I was up a couple times every night, and I figured if I'm going to be
about 1, 2 o'clock, I had to get up to go pee.
Yeah.
And that's about the time the stove was out. So I looked at Paul and I said, Paul, I wake up that time anyways.
Right.
Just stay sleeping. If it's out, I'll stoke it. I got to pee anyways.
Yeah, that's
so
what
I go outside and pee and come back in, stir the coals, and
that's exactly what I did,
yeah.
Keith. I had to be up at least once, probably twice.
I had to get up once.
So I figured, while I'm up, and listen, I burn wood in my life, both at the camp and at the house. So that's nothing for me to
second nature,
to put wood in a wood stove.
Yeah, there was one night with Dad. I get up to get ready to go out hunting, and it was 65 when I got up in the tent.
Yeah, it was nice and comfortable.
That ain't bad.
That was comfy.
It dropped down to 52 one night on us.
Oh, my Lord. With Lacey and the kids, some nights it's like, just let her go out.
Yeah.
And then she'll be elbowing me.
I happened to, the blanket, the sleeping bag, I got the weird material. So the blanket I had on, it's not silk, but it's real smooth like silk.
Right.
So if you move, the blanket slides off.
Yes.
So I had the sleeping bag half folded over, and the cold hit me. And the urge to pee, of course, was around that time, 1, 2 o'clock. I was like, wow, it's cold in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the night he got up and did the fire. I said, what is it in here? And he looked at the thermometer, and it was 52 degrees.
Well, that was nothing, because I think there was some nights it was well below that, because there was quite a few nights I didn't nobody stoked the fire up there, and it was...
Well, it should be cold when you wake up.
It was the type of night you pull the sleeping bag right over your head.
Yeah.
Keith. That
no, it was comfortable. I had a blast.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So we get into some deer.
Mm-hmm.
And first morning we tracked while we were looking for some fresh sign.
Well, first day we took off semi-old tracks.
Get in there, where some bucks were fighting.
Yep.
And they didn't tear it up too bad, but you could see there was
hair all over the place.
Everywhere. Seen it a lot worse, where they completely just clear an area out.
Yeah.
But you can see where they went at it there a little bit.
Well, they had a decent confrontation there. I mean, there's plenty of hair that got poked out.
Yeah. And then so we were walking out. We saw your big buck that walked by the tent.
Oh, yeah.
Followed him all the way to the tent.
Yeah.
Right where he walked, laughing the whole way.
Yeah, right underneath your game pole.
Game pole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took some pictures of that.
Yeah, I had a track about that big. That was a big buck.
I posted that last time.
Yeah, I think that might have been the deer, Paul, you chased around there for a few days.
Yeah, he was running all over.
We started chasing him the next day.
Well, we had lunch there at the tent.
Mm-hmm.
We start heading out the road, and
get a fresh track.
While we were looking for a track, a buck had walked out onto the road there, probably within the last hour, because the snow had softened up when we were out deer hunting, and it was in the nice, fresh, packy snow.
Yep.
And walked right down the road there. Kind of went back and forth, across the road, up into the woods, down in towards the pond. We kind of chased him for a little bit, and you'd had enough that day, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, he's not big enough to... Wasn't a very big deer. So, the next morning, we saw a buck.
Yep.
We were tracking... I was telling Dad we get on an old winter road there.
Mm-hmm.
Got on a nice buck track, and there was a pile of deer in around there.
Oh, this guy he must have, what do you make, 8, 9 scrapes?
Yeah, he was going right down.
Massive scrapes. He laid down 2 or 3 times. So Paul kept looking at me and he says, I got a good feeling about this one. He says, I think we made up some time. This is getting real fresh. And we come around that corner on that wood road. All I saw was the tail end of a deer blow and take off. I thought it was the big buck. Come across a different one.
Oh, yeah.
So he looked at me, and after we jumped him, and he blew all the way across the ridge. Every jump he took.
He blew and he blew.
Blew till he was out of sight. He said, we'll sit here 10 minutes. He said, what do you want to do? Stay on this one, or you want to go on the one? I said, well, we just saw that one. I said, a buck's a buck.
Yeah.
So we stayed on him. I messed up. We probably should have stayed on the big one.
He didn't know what we were.
Yeah.
But he took off blowing and just kept going. I hear him go up on the ridge, just blowing and blowing and blowing. And I'm like, the wind was kind of going back and forth, but I think most of the time it was in our favor.
Most of it, yeah.
And we were a long ways away when he took off.
Yeah, it didn't even make sense why he...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
So it wasn't very big. So we get up in there. We're coming across some hardwoods. And he bedded down right there. And he goes up, and he was quite a ways away through the hardwoods, but I could see his back end. He was looking back at us. I didn't have binoculars with me or a gun, scope gun. I kept seeing his tail flipping. I'm like, Keith, he's looking at us up there. But
I could see the rear end with the tail, but I couldn't get a body shot.
Well, you know how it is in the woods, though. You're, a foot to one side.
Right.
And it can look totally different than where another
Different
person's
view,
sitting.
yeah.
Yeah, because he had an angle right at the very end where he saw a brown in the middle. So I had to back up, and I had to kneel down to his level. And just as I pulled the gun up, that took off.
Yeah.
He was blowing and snorting, and he never stopped that time. That time he ran all the way down the ridge, walked the side of the road, and ended up crossing the road and went down to a swamp.
Yeah.
By then I looked at Paul and I said, he ain't worth chasing in that swamp.
No, that's enough.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
Well, it was 4 miles.
Yeah.
Ain't no spring chicken.
Yeah.
I did 4.5 miles.
No. You did good.
Yeah.
Because you
Walking
never
in the woods is totally different too, isn't it, Keith?
My hip
when you're-
flexors were killing me.
Yeah. Stepping over stuff and uneven ground and bending over.
I thought I wouldn't be able to walk the next day, but
No, you
I
did
was
good.
fine, yeah.
You did good.
Yeah.
And that was one of those days we were talking about that. We call them killing days.
Yeah.
Because it was misting all day long.
Mist all day long.
Foggy,
Yeah.
warmed up. It was like, oh man, something's gonna happen. It did. We just couldn't get a shot. Couldn't get a shot into it.
That's 3 for 3. That's 3 times I've tracked with you. 3 times I've seen deer.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them was that was a big one a few years back. That was a real good one.
That one there should have been dead. I just
had the rifle
new to the
slung.
game, and I had the gun,
It
on
happens.
the sling on my shoulder instead of having it in my hand. If that had been in my hands, that 8-pointer would have been done.
Yeah. So we came out for Thanksgiving, and you were back at it. Did you hunted
I
Thanksgiving
went
Day?
that
Didn't you?
night till supper time. Yeah,
Did you see anything that night?
saw all kinds of does. Saw a 3-point. Kept seeing that 3-point and a spike every day. And I refused to shoot him.
So did Jim want to harvest a deer?
No, he hunted the first week, and then he had that solar panel project he was doing, and he worked on that and got that all put up. I helped him put some of it up. I helped him put the beams up and stuff. And I helped him put some panels, and then Dave came and wired it, and they were doing stuff in the house with the wiring and connecting. And he said, "My to-do list is too long." He says, "I still got meat in the freezer, anyways." He says,
Yeah. So oftentimes he'll take one early in the season, won't he, Keith?
Yeah.
And he's not fussy.
He's not picky.
Right.
When he needs meat in the freezer, he'll come up and there's
works
always,
out good for
there's
you.
always a
because-
buck there that can
exactly. He can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna, for what he wants it for, them younger bucks are better anyway.
Absolutely.
They're perfect
yeah,
eating.
he's after the meat.
Yeah.
He wants to harvest a buck and
Yeah. How many days muzzleloader season did you hunt?
I got to hunt Monday, and then I worked Monday night. Tuesday I had to work. And Tuesday nights was Tuesday. I slept all day, and then I went to work. Wednesday I come home and did some errands around the house, and by 9:30 I got deer fever and I couldn't go to bed. I was off that night, so I hunted till dark. Saw bucks every day. Saw a little spike horn, a little 3-point. Was seeing them every day, and I didn't want to shoot them.
Yeah.
I said, Paul's already got his buck, so I mean, it's not like they don't. If they didn't have a deer yet, I'd have shot it. But
right.
But since he already had a deer, I said, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to see a rack, or I ain't going to get one. I mean, the one I got didn't have a big rack, but it had a rack, a big body. Yeah,
Man, 178 pounds.
Yeah.
End of muzzleloader week. He was a fat little hog there. And we just got back from pulling cameras, and we didn't see many hunters out, did we?
We didn't.
That day.
Which is, I think, normal for that area, Paul. I think.
It was a cold day. And
I think if we'd gone down to followed that migration trail a little further south down to some other roads, there's probably some hunters sitting and watching those trails.
That cold weather got everything kind of migrating towards the
we
yards.
talked to Ryan, the game warden there. He had mentioned that.
Yeah,
He
all
said,
one direction.
Yeah, he said today, a lot of deer making tracks.
Well, as far as field hunting, this weather we've had this week, best it's ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got deer from first daylight. They'll feed for 2.5. They'll feed till 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. They'll go into a little patch of woods where normally you'd be done until about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. 11:30, they come right back out of that patch of woods. They feed another hour or 2 hours. They go back in the woods. 1, 2 o'clock, they're back out again. And then they're out all the way till dark. So this past week, if you were field hunting, you needed to be there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, cold weather will do that. That'll keep deer on their
Gets
feet.
things going.
Yeah,
Well,
and
all
they gotta
animals.
eat.
they understand, Keith, that
Things are
it's
gonna be-
crucial for them to survive the winter to pack on as
And they're
much.
packing on. They're just gobbling. They're digging in the snow.
his-
I mean, actually just spinning the snow to
Yeah.
get to the
There's
green stuff.
Hard times ahead for them.
hard times ahead.
Yeah. Jeez.
So, and especially like I say, the colder it gets, the more they need it. You know.
And then the does are still being chased by bucks.
Yeah.
Every time a buck comes out in the field, he's scent checking them, and then they turn around. They're running around, zigzagging, and
Yeah.
So yeah, I just get to the house, and I took a while too. I had wool clothes on and stuff, all my hunting gear, and because we had to hike into some places there to get some cameras, and I left it on for about an hour, and then I just was changing. I just got my wool pants off, and Lisa says, "Dad's trying to get a hold of you. Shot a deer." I'm like, oh my gosh! So down I go. And I think you said when I talked to you, like that's you hadn't gone down to it yet.
No, I learned my lesson from shooting a deer, having it drop, and then hurrying up, getting out of the shack and start walking. I've had 2 deer stand up on me and take off running.
Oh, jeez.
So now I sit there for a good 10, 15 minutes with the gun on him. He twitches to get up. He's getting another bullet.
They try
in him.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get down there and it's like, God, because you said it was like 4 or 5 pointer. He goes, but it has a big body on it.
Huge body.
He did. He was thick.
Yeah.
Looked like a little pig.
Yeah, that was a nice deer for sure.
That came from back here.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
You know, from his blind to my blind is
Yep.
2.15 miles.
Is it really?
I checked it on Onyx.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
2.1. So that deer basically lived here all summer.
Yeah.
Behind you down here. And everybody else is done hunting. So I had a clear shot for a buck to finally make it to me on the other end
All right.
with a rack.
Well, we were joking. I was talking to Danny about that. He kind of called it the gauntlet because there's so many properties here, guys that just hunt.
Yeah.
And he's like, boys, a buck doesn't have a chance to make it through
you
here.
don't.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
You
You've
gotta
got-
run,
he
they gotta
did.
run the gauntlet.
He did 10 years ago, but he doesn't now.
No.
Yeah.
There's a 2.5 miles. They step out in the wrong opening, they're shot.
It's like,
Yeah.
And it's every property.
yeah.
Where 10 years ago, on that road over there, 10 years ago, I was the only one hunting it. Because it was all posted.
Yep.
The gentleman next door was still alive, the old man. And while he was alive, he honored his wife's, she didn't want nobody hunting on the land.
Okay.
So he honored her decision.
Yeah.
And while he was alive, nobody hunted it. But after he died and the son moved in, it's a different story now.
Yeah.
And he loves to hunt, and I don't blame him. You got prime land to hunt it.
Yeah.
But the only thing that sucks for me is I got a 75-acre hayfield with clover and food plots. But what's a deer going to come out? A 75-acre field during the day?
Yeah.
Or is he going to come out into a little 2-acre food plot that's cut in the woods, that's got woods all the way around it? He's going to hit that field every day before he hits mine.
Yeah.
He'll hit mine in the morning
Nice
and
and
at
safe.
night. So they shot 2. He shot one of the ones I was looking at that I had on camera. And the one right next door here wounded the big one I had on camera. And it went to Canada. They couldn't find it. And that was a big 9 or 10 point. I had both on camera, so
Right.
it was one or the other. They both disappeared, so.
That's right. Kendall beat me too, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kendall owns the property behind.
He was coming
behind
across
us.
the bridge, and
Yeah.
he heard about I'll be right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone sees someone commenting by the name of Jack Frost, give him a hard time.
Yeah.
He
he was excited because
lives-
he had it on camera all season.
Hunts right up behind me.
He had him nicknamed Ripples.
Ripples.
Yeah, that's what he called them, Ripples.
Yeah,
He said, "You got ripples? I got to go see that."
he had interesting toes on him. His feet.
Yeah, he had one that was.
His
What
lateral.
was it, a half inch, 3/4 of an inch longer than the other one?
His lateral hoof there. The outer ones on both feet. Super long.
Yeah, they were. It's
Kinda
just like
hooked
they were
around.
just like these 2 fingers. They were
I
longer.
saw the pictures. It
Yeah.
was interesting how the shape of his hoofs.
So how many deer were shot within like that
At
2
his
miles?
place over there on his farm alone, they shot 4. They shot a 10, 2 8s, and a 6. The 6 was shot yesterday,
Okay.
the very last day. That 5, the 5th point you can hang a ring on it, so I call it a 5 point.
Yep.
That really comes off his property too, so you might as well say 5, but I shot it 2 miles away. And then Cornchuck, gentleman that lives next door to me, awesome guy, they got 2. Him and one of his friends got an 8 point and a 5 point.
Wow. Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. The 9 or 10 point got wounded. There's 4. Was that 8? 8 deer in a 2 mile radius.
A lot of bucks.
And there's still a couple. There's still a handful. A lot of there's a few small 4 points and another 6 point, another 5 point, big 5 point.
Yeah.
Way over 200. He's got a wide rack. It's about 3 inches beyond the ears on each side. Tall. Just never grew no points. Just a 5 point.
Yeah, it was like I get to your deer, and you said, "Geez, the rack just doesn't match the body on it."
No, it didn't.
It was just a little 5 point rack, but it was
God was with me on that. I shouldn't have got that deer.
How come?
God, it was 320 yards away when it come out. See here's the funny thing. I was there all day that morning. I got there at 5:15. Doesn't start till 6:25. But I knew the shack was gonna be froze up at 5 degrees, -5. That big buddy heater takes at least an hour to get the windows defrosted. So I just went in there and leaned back in my chair, turned it on high, and kicked back, and just stayed low so the glow wouldn't they wouldn't see me glowing through the window. And I had deer all morning. I had that 3 point.
Yeah.
Right up until 11:30. Finally, 11:30 they went into a little patch of woods, and I said, I got to go home and eat and let the dog out. So I went home, ate, let the dog out, took him for a ride, and it was 2:15. So I'll go back sit at the end of the night because I had to work. I had to go to work that night anyway.
Okay.
I said I'll go sit a couple hours before I go to work. I got back in there and I'm carrying my stuff in the shack, and I just got in there and I just shut the door and I was putting the stuff and my phone went off. It dinged and I said, "Who is that?" So I look and it's a camera, and the one that's relay 1 is the one to my left in my food plot. So I said, "That's right now." So I'm looking at it and looking at, because the pictures are real small, so I had to blow it up. Well, I saw a rack and I said, no, it can't be right. So I looked and sure enough, it's that 4 point with that great big body. So I opened up the window, got all set up. I was figuring he was going to come out at 200 yards back into the field. And I waited and I waited and I waited. And all of a sudden I look on the bottom corner where they always come out, 320 yards. So I ranged it. Me, you know how I am. I'll shoot a mile. Doesn't matter to me, but I had a black powder gun.
Right.
I'm going, oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
Can't waste a shot. And if I hit it, what am I going to do? Just pop the skin and lose it in Canada?
Yeah.
Said, I ain't going to be that stupid. So I said, what am I going to do? He's going to Canada. He had his nose down. I'm up here and he's heading straight across. Right. He's heading to Canada. I had only thing I could do is I yelled at him. I let out a great big bleat with my mouth, with my head out the window. And he kept walking. So I did it again twice as loud. He stopped and he looked right up at me. I said, always heard about it working, never seen it done. I said, now what do? I can't yell again with him looking at me. I looked over on the counter and Jim has a deer bleat can. I said, I'm going to bleat him. So I grabbed the bleat, put the cover off, and I turned it upside down. Well, it was half froze, so it didn't want to work. Oh my God. So I'm inside the shack and I'm shaking it to get it freed up. So finally I stuck it out the window and I got 3 good bleats out of it. And he was walking toward Canon and he stopped and looked at me again and he turned 90 degrees and started walking right in front, right toward the shack.
Wow.
So I kept the rangefinder on him. I was 300 and then 275 and it would count down, come on, down to 225, 210, 215, 205. And all of a sudden I hit 198. Once I hit 198, I put the rangefinder down. I knew I had him then. I already had the gun down. I just put it on the bag, and as soon as he took a few more steps, I tripped him in the shoulder. And he took off like a dog with turpentine on his butt. I said, I missed that deer. So here I am trying to jack that bullet back in, get it reloaded. And just as I got it reloaded and got back on the bag, he did a nosedive. And he slid. He must have slid, what, a good 30 feet?
Yeah, he went quite a ways.
Oh, he was running hard.
So at 200 yards, was there a holdover, Keith? Did you
I aimed right at it. I'm an inch high. I aimed at, yes, I did. I didn't aim over him.
Right.
I aimed at the top part of the body, and I hit him in the front shoulder.
Yeah. And so
right in the heart. Took the heart.
Oh, no kidding.
Took
Excellent.
the heart and lungs.
Go through the deer.
Never come out the other side.
And you're using for a gun?
I bought a new nitro fire Traditions last year.
Yeah.
That's got like the little shotgun shells that you put the primer in.
So is that a Magnum load, Keith? Is that
120 grains is what I use, the max.
Yeah.
It shoots like a Magnum, and it's deadly accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the range and you can put holes in the same hole with it.
And your scope is
I put a Simmons Buckmaster on it. Just a cheap
3x9 or
4x12.
Okay.
3x12, 4x12.
Yeah.
Yep. I only had it on 6 power. I like to keep it right around the 6 powers where I usually keep it in the field. But no, it worked good.
That's made by Traditions, right?
The gun?
Yeah.
It's Traditions.
Yeah. It uses what? The Federal Fire Stick?
The Fire Sticks, yep.
Yeah. Well,
we were talking about that on...
I mean, I for years, well, ever since they came out, I've been wanting one, and say, well, what's the odds? It's not a Magnum. I can shoot 150 grains right now. Me and you got the same black powder gun.
Yeah.
That Kodiak.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll ever touch that again.
Yeah. I've
that nitro is quite the gun.
Kind of been leaning towards getting one of those.
Yep.
Because I mean, we talked about Woodman Arms,
but
I struggle. Like, my goal is to not have to use it because I prefer to rifle hunt.
But it's nice to have.
Nice to have,
And we have used them in the past.
Last year I bought that brand new last year, sighted it in, put it in the case in case I needed it. But last year I got my deer early. And I said, well, there'll be a year I'll need it because there's usually a few years I have to go to black powder. That's my 5th year of black powder.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So how many grain bullet, Keith, were you shooting?
I use a 250 Traditions.
Okay. Yeah.
I read up on it to see what was more accurate, so I didn't waste a bunch of money.
Right.
And they said to use those bullets, and they say it's one hole accuracy. And I went to the 100-yard range, tested it. I got it an inch high, cutting holes, so I said that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Shoots as good as my rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we were on the way back from pulling cameras, I was talking to you about that.
Yeah, we talked.
I think I'm gonna, because they're what, $500-600 or whatever, depending on what you
get. You get the black and silver. You're looking at the high 5, 6.
Yeah.
You're getting the camo pattern with the Cerakote barrel, so it doesn't rust.
Yeah.
You're looking at high 6s, low 7.
Right.
Well, if you got a scope, probably low 7, but I think high 6s.
Then you get Woodman Arms, which is like $1,200 or whatever, and I don't know what the wait time is now for one.
Right.
It was 20 weeks, right?
Yeah.
At one point, but
So do those come, Keith? Did you buy that at a big box store, or is that...
I bought it from my buddy Steve Watson. He's got his FFL.
Come with the scope?
Nope.
I would prefer that. Yes. Yeah.
I don't like the scopes that come with them because they're bought them.
Yeah, exactly.
All them kits come with a budget scope, and they're no good anyways.
I would be the same way, Keith. I would want one without the...
I'm probably going to change that scope in the future. I'm going to go with a Sig Sauer with a red dot because of my old eyes. I like the dot to help me find the crosshair.
Yeah.
Because at night or early morning when it's dusk or right the last 10, 15 minutes at night, you get your crosshairs on a deer. I'm having a hard time finding my cross. I can see the lines, but I just can't see where the cross is on the animal. But with that red dot, it's easy to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are real affordable. I mean, you can buy a Sig Sauer Whiskey 4 for $300 or $400, $400 probably.
Yeah.
Give or take a little bit there.
Yeah.
But for what you're getting for your money, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You're getting the quality of $1,000 scope.
Yeah.
When we were...
Because you remember, I like to adjust. So a lot of people put their scope and set it and forget it. I don't.
Yeah.
I set it for 100 yards, and then if I need to hold for 250, I like to adjust for it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you need a scope that's capable of doing that. That's reliable to do it.
Yeah.
Now when we went up tracking, you brought an AR.
I brought my AR-10, yeah.
Yeah, he shows up with that 308, right?
308.
Yeah, he's it's like, holy smokes, I feel like we're going to war.
It was only 5 shots.
And you wanted to break that in.
I wanted to break it in, yeah. Never got a chance.
What's that have for a scope on it?
That's got a Nikon 308 AR scope on it.
Okay.
It's made for a 308 AR.
Yeah.
So that's got the BDCs all the way to 800 yards.
Okay.
And I never shoot a deer with a 308 at 800 yards.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're going to steel plate target, I've shot it at 800 yards on a steel plate. And
was that the one Rob was talking about?
Yeah.
I think Rob, he mentioned.
Well, it ain't that gun. It's that scope. I traded that gun in.
Okay.
And I got the new SFAR Ruger.
Right. But that was on another AR.
That scope was on the other AR that I used.
Yeah. 800 yards.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't do. It's fun to talk about hitting it. Don't get me wrong. I'd never shoot a deer with a 308 at 800 yards. Yeah. I never would. But it's fun to go out there and actually be able to hit what you're shooting at 800 yards. It's just, I get off on that.
Yeah.
especially when it's a little 8x8 plate. Took me, I think, 3 shots before
And you did it.
and then I smacked it.
Yep. Well, shoot. That's an awesome season. Man,
Yeah.
It was
A lot of deer
record
taken
oh
for
my
sure.
gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
real good. How many bucks did we see this year?
You
It's the
know,
most bucks I've ever seen in a deer season.
Yeah, it was a lot of bucks, Paul, during legal time and
Yeah,
stuff.
but-
I mean, not that we could have shot all of them. But a lot of them are
Yeah.
standing in the middle of the road when we, and they took off or whatever. But yeah,
But that's not usually the norm for you.
No,
right?
it isn't.
You
No,
don't usually
we
see that many.
Yeah, it was certainly a really good season.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, that area that he took me in that last day that we tracked when we jumped that deer.
Yeah.
There was a big pile of deer in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like it looked
We
like
got after we got in there a ways, we started his tracking skill had to take over because I lost my track.
Yeah.
It got mixed into other stuff and I didn't
Yeah.
know which one I was following. So
There
he
was-
took a quick look at it and he said, "Yeah, we got to go this way."
Yeah, that's
There's-
part of it.
there was a lot of
Yeah,
deer.
Yeah. Sorting out tracks.
and
is part
I
of
kept
it.
thinking too on that old winter road.
Mm.
Matter of fact, before we saw that deer, I was like, "There's a good possibility we just bump into anything here."
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
that's how
there-
you shot your deer this year, Paul.
There were
You-
deer, yeah. There were
shot-
deer running that road
Yeah.
back and
Yep.
forth and coming across it and coming in and
Yeah.
out. And it was like, man, you could just see a deer anytime. And you weren't going to be too fussy, you said, right?
No,
If it had-
while we were there tracking, I said, "If it's got horns, I'll shoot
Yeah.
it."
He said I was going to drag it out, though.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him. You
He,
got to
said,
be good
he,
for
he
something.
looks at me, he says, "You gonna gut it?" And I said, "Well, I can."
Yeah.
He said, "I can do that for you." I said, "That'd be good."
Yeah, he
He
offered
said, "Well,
to
who's
do
gonna
mine this
drag
year.
it?" I said, "Well, I'll drag it about 10, 20 feet, then you'll have to take over."
Yeah. We'll get some pictures of you dragging it.
Yeah. I said, "I'll get a good
He-
20 feet out of it, and you'll take over."
He offered to get mine out, but I did it. But I think it probably pained him more to watch me do it than if he'd done it himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Actually, Dad drug my deer out
yeah, it
a
wasn't
good
that far.
distance.
Wasn't that
Because I had
far.
left it, 50 yards from the road?
Yeah.
About halfway. And I was like, I'll just
Well,
run
yeah,
up
you
to
had
my
to run
truck.
back to your truck, right?
Yeah, I was like, I'll run up to the truck and finish it off when I get back here. I get back and he'd had it all the way out to
Right to the road.
down to the road.
Yeah.
was
That
like,
you
"Dang."
know, I was thinking about that hunt today, Paul, and there's so many, in which we understand, and a lot of people that spend a lot of time in the woods track and understand that you went in the woods, you weren't even on a fresh deer track that you were you
No.
were tracking. You
Yeah.
just went into the woods where you knew that some deer were,
Yep.
To find a track.
and
yeah.
it plays out. He got on a fresh track and followed that, and that took him to another deer that he ended up
Yeah.
shooting that
Mhm.
wasn't the one he was tracking. And that's oftentimes you don't have to have a fresh track to jump out of
No.
a vehicle and
Not if you know.
We got something that was made yesterday.
Yeah.
and
yeah, you can follow an old track, Keith, or
It's gonna
whatever.
it's gonna bring you into something.
Especially if you know where there's some deer hanging out,
right.
you know, and there's.
That's right.
You can. Because the biggest buck I ever shot,
Yeah.
one of the hardest things is when you get snow that just stops that morning.
Yeah. To find a
It
track.
is so hard to find. There can be
Yeah.
a million deer in the area,
Yeah.
but if we had like an hour, I think that morning that it
Yeah.
had stopped, and all we saw was a small track that was half snowed in
Yeah.
from the night. Didn't even know if it was a buck. And so Dad was like, "Well, deer will bring us into more deer usually." He's like, "This is all this little ways," and we didn't get up there very far and jumped him up. Then we tracked him up across the road. Still didn't know if it was a buck or not.
Right.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
all
that
that
big of
big.
a track.
And because we didn't go that far on them, and then pretty soon we come to some more deer, and then there was a giant track going across, and it was smoking fresh. I remember he looked at me. He's like, "Well, this deer knows we're behind him. He's not very big." He's like, "Here's a big buck,
Yeah.
has no idea we're behind him,"
Yeah.
and so we switched, and we didn't go very far.
No, we didn't
Shot
go
him.
very far at all.
Yep.
I don't know if we went 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
Well-
little bit of deer in there, so
Mhm.
that helps.
Yeah.
But next year that could be totally different, like you told me.
Yeah, even so, like where we saw those deer,
Mm.
it's almost like things slowly just kind of shift all season long. There was no deer there early in the season.
Yeah.
There was a buck kind of running back and forth through there,
Mm.
but they weren't right
They're
in
there,
that spot. And then, you go up there one day and it's like, holy cow!
Yeah.
Oh, there's all kinds of deer there. They kind of just
No, we got into a spot and it totally turned me around. I mean, I didn't turn around, but I just couldn't find my track no more
Mm.
because there was another track that looked just like it,
Yeah.
comparable. I don't know if it was older, if it was another buck. And there was a smaller one. But, yeah, well, he knows what he's doing. I don't. So he looked at me and he says,
That was a fun day.
he looked around, looked at me, yeah, keep going this way. I said, okay.
Yeah.
That was a good day.
Yeah.
I really thought we were going to. But then, even we were talking to Jason, the deer fed now in the towns. They all migrate out to
They do.
to the towns come winter time.
Brownville Pantry. See, they posted
Yeah,
their,
that's a big
posted
big
their
one
thing
there.
today.
Yeah, they
They already got bucks coming in. You ought to see a
yeah.
picture of a couple of the bucks that
Yeah.
came in there. But they can't feed them till the 16th.
Yeah.
But they've already got that inbred in their brain from the last couple of years.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, season's done, food's scarce. They're already into the yard looking for the food, but they got to wait till the 16th before they can feed them.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be you'd have, all kinds of deer yards scattered
Right
about
there,
throughout
yes.
Where is that Brownville one? Is that downstate?
Yeah, Brownville, Maine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
plus we have one in Allagash.
Yeah.
I think a Russian woman feeds them up there.
Yeah. A
They do
lot of
that?
the towns, I think even around here, Paul, like in Ashland, there were people in Ashland that fed them.
Yeah, they feed them like
Yeah. Yeah, they also draw the turkeys in with the deer and stuff. And
I don't see a bad thing because there's a program for that coyote thing. I did it for a couple of years. They give you a couple bales of alfalfa,
Okay.
big round bales.
Yep.
Me and Jim got a couple big round bales, and we got 5 barrels of oats and barley mix.
No kidding.
And when that runs out, you bring your barrels back and you join a membership.
Yeah.
And and I think Chuck Ainsworth is in it. He feeds
Okay.
every year.
Yeah.
So he's feeding down there on the old rural Flannery farm. He's feeding about 65 to 85 deer every year.
wow. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, it helps.
that winter I did that behind Jim's, I had 25 deer that stayed there all winter.
Yeah.
And all you do is you just cut because it comes in that mesh I cut that off, and that was froze because it's baled moist, the alfalfa. And they were picking at it, and every day I'd take a pole or whatever, and I'd break some of it up and peel a couple layers down, and they'd go right to.
Yeah.
And we had some troughs made, and we'd put the barley notes in, but it became too much. Jim couldn't do it every day, and with my schedule, so we did it for a year or two, and then he said, "We're going to stop doing that." He said, "They've lived naturally, so we're just going to let them go."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hard winter helps them out. I mean, it helps them out altogether, but it sure does. It has changed their behavior.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, they become dependent on that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you're going to start doing that, you can't just stop.
No.
If you do that for the whole month of December and part of January or whatever, get them used to coming there.
Yeah.
You got to feed them deer now.
Yeah.
It's a commitment you got to stick
See
with.
through the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a great season. So anything else to add about the season or?
I got a picture, Paul, from Chip Higgins down in Vermont.
Oh yeah.
And his grandson, and I'll show you the picture. Maybe you can post it,
I will,
Paul, on
yeah.
a beautiful buck he shot in New Hampshire there. I don't know what it weighed, but it had a beautiful rack.
kidding?
And yeah,
Nice.
Chip watches the podcast
Yep.
and stuff, and we go back and forth a little bit. So I thought I'd mention that and talk to Riley today. Riley Lezot.
Where'd you see him?
We saw him at the Festival of Trees in Prescal.
Oh, geez.
I think it's his mother and father-in-law that put that on.
Yeah, they're part of it.
Anyway, I had a good conversation, and I'll show you. He
Sent me.
Did he send you the picture of the mule deer?
South Dakota.
Yeah, nice. Riley's a nice guy. I looked at him, and Riley was a big, rugged kid, and I told him, I said, you look more like a runner now, Riley, than the linebacker you used to be. And he said, he said, I just ran the Millinocket Marathon there about a week ago or so. So he's thinned out, still a rugged gentleman, but
Did you see the hat he was wearing in the photo?
I did not.
No.
I did not. So, yeah.
He was representing Maine Outdoor Enthusiast. quite
Oh,
well.
no kidding. Yeah, Riley's a great, what a focused individual
He
on
is.
whatever he does,
Yeah, he
whether
is.
it be hunting or or running. Yeah, he's
School.
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, we had fun in school. He was kind
Yeah.
of one person I could relate to.
I
that,
was going to say,
you
I can
know,
see where you two would connect because I said the same thing. I said, Paul is super focused. I said, Paul is in really good shape, and Yeah, Riley is. Yeah, it was nice talking to him. We talked for quite a while there at the. While Narda dropped her tickets into the bus buckets there, Riley and I talked, and he showed me a picture. He said, "You got a picture of that mule deer?"
Yeah, he sent me some.
Yeah, he said that's not the one they were after.
No,
he said they were after a bigger one, but
here, bud, let me see it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think what else, Paul. That
yes,
yeah,
we got Bo up here with us. He's hanging out with the guys.
The future of deer hunting in Aroostook County.
He's watching something right
there. Yeah, young Bo.
Yeah. Oh, he's preoccupied.
I'm trying to think of anything else, Paul, that those two, Chip Higgins and Riley.
So, yeah, another year before we can do it again. It goes by so fast. Yeah. And it's at the beginning of the season, this day is coming faster than you'd like it to come. But
yeah,
try to savor the whole season as much as possible. I think you, Keith, sucked as much fun out of it as you possibly could.
Oh, yeah. I was actually tired of it.
You're like, I'm ready.
It can get to be like a job, Keith, after a while, and the fun can kind of...
You take three... Well, basically, I had first, second, Thanksgiving week off, 3 weeks. Plus I had 2 or 3 days off that week that I had to work, and I could hunt. So 3.5 weeks, then a black powder week. You might as well say I hunted Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Another 4 days. Almost had 4 weeks time in 5 weeks,
Wow.
If you're just deer hunting, I could have been done early. Could have been done the first week.
Yeah, if you just want to get it over with.
But when you got pictures of decent racks, that I'm at the age now, I've shot so many friggin' deer that it's not about shooting a deer anymore.
Yeah.
It's just, I try to be, like I told you before, hunting in a field, it's not a matter of getting a buck. It's if you want one.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
after a while, you get a little bit of, you don't want to shoot them little ones anymore.
Oh.
I mean, you will at the end.
Yeah.
Put meat in the freezer, but because some people say, "Oh, hunting for racks, hunting for this," it's your own priority, I guess.
It is.
I mean, I've
for
years and years, I've shot everything from spikes to and then 15 years ago, I said I'm shooting racks from now on.
Yeah,
it's always, I've talked about it before, it's always been very relative for me. Like some years, depending on how things are going, what I have for time, the situation, like that reunion trip. Yeah, that was kind of a special deer, even though it was a little deer.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was just kind of a special thing.
But your wife wants a deer in that freezer every year.
I got to keep it secret. If I pass up a deer or something, I can't say anything because
that's the other thing with me.
Mad.
Over the last 15, 18 years, I've enjoyed, because you guys love deer.
It's all we eat.
I'll eat a little bit of it. I go with or without it. It's just I love doing it.
Yeah,
it is good. My son loves it. My wife she won't eat it.
Don't touch it.
And but knowing that what it means to you guys and her, to get a deer every year. So especially if you ain't got one and you were only hunting for 1 week, then I'm not so picky. I end up shooting something to make sure she gets a deer.
Even still, I'd already shot a deer. She got noticed that you shot a deer. She was smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, she knows she ain't gonna run out of deer meat this year.
Boys.
You're a family of 5. You need more than one deer, don't you?
She says we're not running out of deer venison this year. She says we'll have some in the fall.
No, because we order our meat from a company, and it's like locally sourced small farms that raise this stuff, and every now and then we'll get some beef. Tenderloin or something like that.
But it's the good beef. It's not the treated stuff.
Yeah, but even still, Lacey's always like, nah,
she's so used to freaking venison now that
she's like, it just doesn't do it for her.
Yeah, so I went over to Joe's and he says, "How you want that cut up?" I said, "You cut Paul's yet?" He goes, "No, his is next." I said, "Well, pull out his paper or whatever he said to do the same thing to mine. They're the ones getting it."
So did you pick up your deer?
I haven't been able to.
You got my message yesterday.
Did, yeah.
Good.
He's got it done already?
Yeah. So anyway, good. I'm glad you got the message there. He asked me if I would get a hold of you, and he left me a voicemail and asked me to get a hold of you and let you know it would be done by noontime today. So So I guess you're good to go.
Yeah, he'll put it in the freezer. You'll
Good
be
deal.
all frozen when you get it.
Yeah.
Well, good. I guess that's a wrap for the season.
Yeah. What do we got? A little over 11? No,
Yeah.
a little less than 11 months to go
Yeah.
for the next.
To do it again. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll
Might
chug
do-
along through winter and
Might even start crossbow next year.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If I want to get one of those great big racks, I got
Yeah.
to do it before all the neighbors start.
Before everyone else
Maybe
shoots
before
it.
they
Yeah.
get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because during October, the big ones I was talking to you about, that big 9,
Yeah.
I had him on daylight camera on my cameras, anywhere from 5 o'clock. Well, back then, and it was a 6 daylight by 6.
Yeah.
So 6 to 7:30, I had him on camera several times.
Yeah.
So if I would have had a crossbow, and I might have to get out of my shack and go into that island
Yes.
and set up a tree stand. Maybe.
Now everyone's
But I
gonna
love
be,
rifle hunting so much.
now everyone's gonna be hunting with crossbows here.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be tagged out come November 1st.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll end her there. Sound good?
Sounds good,
It's
Paul.
a good season. Thanks for joining us, Keith.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Bo, you got anything to say? Bo, go over and say,
Come here.
close it out with Papa.
Come here.
Go over and talk real quick.
Say, get outside. No, you don't want to do it?
Papa can do it.
Get outside. It's good for the soul.
See ya.
Uh,